In a quiet meadow just outside a sleepy village, there lived a very small corgi named Pip. Pip had the shortest legs anyone had ever seen. When the other dogs ran, they looked like streaks of lightning. When Pip ran, he looked like a loaf of bread bravely rolling downhill. The sheepdog, Bramble, herded entire flocks. The retriever, Moss, fetched sticks from across the river. Even the old terrier Uni could dig holes deep enough to disappear in. Pip tried to help Ariadne did, but when he barked, it wasn't thunderous like Bramble's. It wasn't sharp like Uni's. It was a tiny, polite yip. The other dogs never made fun of him. They were akin, but kindness can sometimes feel like distance. One evening, a storm rolled in faster than anyone expected. Dark clouds swallowed the sky, and the wind swept through the meadow in wild gusts. The sheep scattered in panic. Bramble ran left. Moss ran right. Uni barked orders. And Pip tried to run, but the tall meadow grass swallowed him whole. He couldn't see the sheep. He couldn't see the barn. Then he heard it. A soft, frightened bleat. Not from the flock but from the creek. Pip pushed forward, wiggling through grass twice his height. There, at the muddy bank, was the smallest lamb. It had slipped and was stuck, its wool heavy with water, tiny legs trembling. The creek wasn't deep, but it was strong. Pip didn't have long legs. He didn't have a booming bark. But he had something else. He had steadiness. He planted his short paws firmly in the mud and shuffled forward until his chest pressed against the lamb's side. The current pushed. Pip pushed back. Yip! He barked, not loud, but close. The lamb startled, leaned toward him. Pip wiggled backward, inch by inch, pulling the lamb with him. Mud splashed. Water tugged. Pip slipped once but didn't let go. Finally, they tumbled safely onto the grass. By the time the other dogs found them, the storm had begun to soften. Bramble stared at the muddy pair. Moss blinked. Uni let out a low whistle. Pip stood proudly over the lamb, soaked and shivering. "I found one," he said, in his very small voice. That night, the farmer dried them both with the warmest towels. The lamb refused to leave Pip's side. It followed him everywhere, even when he waddled awkwardly across the yard. And something else changed. The next morning, when Bramble barked directions, Pip stood beside her. When Moss fetched sticks, Pip supervised. When Uni dug, Pip inspected, because it turns out the smallest bark can still carry courage. And sometimes you don't need long legs to stand the strongest against the current.